Good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning we're going to Ballar Hills. It's the longest cable car in the world. It's up in the mountains. It's meant to be up in the clouds, but there's not a cloud in the sky. So, but we'll have a look, won't we?
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah, alright, we'll speak to you later. See you. Oh, and it's got a golden bridge. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Ready to get out? Okay, see you in a while.
Another one.
Bye. So what seems to be the idea is we come from Da Nang in a grab taxi, and then you get dropped off at like a bus station, and there's buses what ferry up and down. That's what seems to happen. But that's what we think happens. So it's done a bus queue. Alright, see you in a while. Right, we got out to the bus, and it seems like you get to an outdoor rave. So I'll show you a quick sweep round. As you can see, it's not the quietest spot in the world.
This is 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Alright. So everybody's getting sent that way, there, and we're getting sent this way. Don't know why. We've eventually got through. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it, does there? But I think we're in the middle of a tour group. So we've no idea where we're going to end up. This place is crammed full, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So we got told to get here before 8:30. There's times on the internet, but the times you should come. We're a little bit later through a factor outside our control, but oh my lord, look at this. Now you might not be able to see us, you might not in the crowd, or you might not be able to see the hands. This is a golden bridge. Now unfortunately it is jam-packed full. You're getting beaten with umbrellas. So hopefully you can see a bit of it there. It's a beautiful spot. There's loads of people, isn't there?
Yeah, loads of people. Luckily, we're quite tall.
Here, in this country, yeah, in this country I'm quite tall. It's never happened before.
We're not having our view blocked.
Yeah? Alright, we'll speak to you soon. Bye. Right, we've been round Banham Hills, we've had a wonderful morning, we've had trips everywhere, we're going to get back in the cable car. We've got back to the hall where you get out of this place, back into, oh my lord, listen to the din. You cannot hear yourself think. Literally. Isn't it? It's... So hopefully we'll get out soon. Okay? Bye.
Bye. I missed that.
Completely.
Yeah. As if you weren't not warm enough already, love. Hot and colds.
Yeah. Now we need ice cubes.
Looks good. Thank you. Thank you.
As you can hear, we're now in another jungle. We're looking at loads of caves, and they're beautiful, they're stunning. So, and Bobble's just snapped in her hair. So she's having a trauma with that in the moment, and we'll see you soon. You can see we've made it to the top of Marble Mountain, and as you can see, that I'm warm, I'm sweaty, humidity's through the roof. But we've got up to the top, right up to the top. Mrs H is now having a tangerine over there, so I'll turn you around so you can see her. There you go, Mrs H is having a tangerine. So if you're going to come up this way, make sure you wear boots, and make sure you get some, like, what do they call it? Spray for bugs. Mozzie repellent. I couldn't even think of it because my head's boiled. Okay, and I can't see. The sweat going in my eyes. Anyway, I'm going. I've had enough of y'all now.
Jason's being a model now, he's being photographed.
So tonight's update is only in Vietnam can you not get into your hotel. Sorry about the karaoke behind, it's the greatest ever. Like Elvis Presley is really not dead. Only in Vietnam can you park a bus in front of the hotel so you can't get into the hotel. So we're rather sleeping on a bus. Who knows? Oh, Kate's though, can you see her popping over my shoulder? Can you see it then? Like a little munchkin. There you go. And it's impressive how they throw a bus there.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll see y'all later. Oh, by the way, do you like my fluffy head? Good morning, good morning. We're on an island off the coast of Vietnam. Cham Island. Sorry, it's extremely warm. But this is the tips, tricks, pits and peaks for Da Nang. We left Da Nang a week and a half ago. This is the first opportunity we've got to actually sit down and do it. We've got a ferry coming in the next hour, so if it feels like we're rushing it, I dare say we're rushing it.
Yeah, and I've not put my collar up to be trendy. I've just done it to protect myself from the sun because I've not got any sun cream on.
Right, so first tips and tricks, let's go through them. So travel and transport. What we found when we first set off is we downloaded the Grab app, and in Malaysia it was fantastic, wasn't it? We didn't have any problems whatsoever. It was still very, very good in Da Nang, very good. But what we found is when you book something it's confirmed and it'll say 6 minutes away, 4 minutes away, 2 minutes away, it'll driver's cancelled. So if you are going to get Grabs in Vietnam, in Da Nang, if they're busy, they're going to take the best fare and cancel you. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, if you've got somewhere to be at a specific time, leave yourself plenty of time.
Yeah. By the way, we've still got the junk book down here and the wind's up, so it's flapping. Because what we do with the tips and tricks is we scribble all our ideas down. That's it. There's no script or anything like that, and it's my writing, not even Kate, so you can't decipher it. Also, with the Grabs, they're still great, they're still fantastic, but as Kate says, give yourself some time. That's a good point, that. Yeah. That's a really good point. I wouldn't have done that. Also, what we found with the Grab drivers, if the short journeys, for like, let's say 2 kilometres, and a journey here for about 2 kilometres in Da Nang, it'll cost you, say, £1, £1. If you want to go somewhere 45 minutes or an hour away, as soon as you turn up, they'll say, can you cancel the cab and I'll take you for the same price. My suggestion would be don't do it. If you're going through Grab, you've got someone to go back to. Our concern was, you get there and it's, oh no, so say it was 300,000, oh no, now it's 300,000 each. We've all heard the terrible stories about taxi drivers, and it's not just taxi drivers, people being taken liberties. On the Grab, you know what you're paying, that's it. We had that a few times, didn't we?
Yeah, quite a few,
yeah. So I'd say, if you want to do that, just get another one. With a Grab, you know exactly what you're paying, it's coming out of your bank, you're not dealing with cash, and there's no haggling or buggering about. That's what we found. That's our tip. Right, the next one we go on to is Da Nang Airport.
I don't know, you wrote it, I can't see what it says.
See what I mean about my writing? Because I scribbled it down. It looks like a doctor's handwriting. Right, if you're flying into Da Nang Airport, pre-book your taxi with your flight number. Because if you pre-book, you've already got a price, they'll watch what time your flight comes in, so they're not going to be sat there if you're delayed, and trust me, you get delayed a lot. They're not going to be sat there with a clock going. Also, the taxis at Da Nang Airport, as soon as you come out and you get a taxi from there, it's ridiculously expensive. People
it's also mayhem, isn't it?
Yeah,
as
it's a madness.
Get outside, yeah.
It is a madness. People we spoke to, other people who put stuff on YouTube, have said when you come out and you get a price off them, my lord, it's more or less your holiday. So that's another one. Pre-book your taxis. But Grab's still a great thing.
And you can pre-book your taxis through booking.com for ease if you've used booking.com for your hotel.
It does sound like we should be on commission off booking.com, shouldn't we?
I know. Well, we've got a few.
Well,
we've got a few pits in a minute about it, haven't we?
Well, You jumped the gun then, didn't you? That's it, the surprise is gone. Anyway, accommodation. Right. So for Da Nang.
So for Da Nang, there's two distinct areas. There's the beach side and there's the river side, city side, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. We chose the beach side, and it was really good. It's quite easy. You can just get a grab over to the city side.
It's only a kilometre away or something like that.
But the beach side seemed a little bit more relaxed.
Yes.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Which suited us perfectly. We use booking.com. We got a studio apartment. I would say, had a kitchenette, a separate bedroom. It did have a separate bedroom actually, and a balcony. What we did have was, before we got to Da Nang, we had 2-3 cancellations. After we'd already booked the accommodation. So what it seems like, and I'm not quite sure whether this is true, but it seems like they advertise on lots of sites, so you can book it, get a confirmation, and they've already agreed to sell it to somebody else elsewhere.
What we found off that, I was speaking to a guy here on Cham, and he's got his place on booking.com, and what he says, unless you close out that the room's available, they'll keep trying to sell it. So it needs the person who's got the room to close it out, and sometimes it seems like they're not doing that, so they're selling stuff. But we were to the wire, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. At 11 o'clock at night, wasn't it? We were leaving first thing in the morning. But we've got a bit of a tip for you in the tip sections.
Yeah. She's jumped the gun again, hasn't she? That's the second time she's jumped the gun.
Why is that jumping the gun?
Well, it's just jumping the gun because that's coming up.
No, it'll make people listen till the end.
I very much doubt it. I don't want to. Right. Another thing regarding accommodation. I remember Da Nang's a fantastic place, so we're not down on it. We're just giving you our tips of what we found. Is when you book something and you'll book a fantastic apartment or a fantastic room, it looks gorgeous, it looks sensational, no time at all, you'll arrive and that room isn't ready, it's not available, but we've got this room, and the room is always a lower standard for the same price. It seems like they're selling high-end rooms to get you to buy one, and then once you're there, it's like, well, what do you do? It also happens before you arrive. On one occasion, we had a guy text us saying there's a problem in the room, there's a leak, but his friend's got an apartment just round the corner. He sent some photos of his other apartment. You won't put a dog in it. It was nothing like we booked. And remember, we're not backpackers working on a budget. We'll get what we want where we want to get it. But the place was rough, wasn't it? So it was thank you, but no thank you. So Kate was up till 2 o'clock in the morning trying to organise another room. And I thought the best thing for me to do is go to bed and relax and stay out of her way.
And when we got there, so we did get another room, when we got there, that happened again, didn't it?
It happened again.
They offered us a lower room. So we ended up taking the lower room for a night, and we got moved the next day. But I think if we hadn't have really pushed...
Right, just let me interject. We didn't really push. Kate got her work head on. And that's it. Once that goes, it's like ice just descends on all surfaces. So, no, she made a point, that's diplomatic, that this is a room we booked, this is the one we've got, and we got it the next day. But without Kate pushing, they'd have left us in the lower grade room.
Yeah.
So that's accommodation. So check out what you're booking. Really check out what you're booking. And have a look round. And just don't fall for the lower grade. So that's not what you pay for. That's not what you want. So, moving on. On accommodation, what we've started doing now is when we book somewhere, booking.com or another, anything, is we go on Google Earth in Street View and have a look at it. Because some of them ain't in the location and ain't like what it says it's trying to advertise, is it?
Yeah.
And we did find one place we stayed, there was a slight aroma, wasn't there? We were right above a Korean barbecue. And across the road there was another restaurant. So there was no respite from the heat, because as the sun went down it cools, the barbecue started. So you went out on the balcony and that was hotter during the day. But then it come with the smell of cooking fish. So, but that's what we do now. We use Google Earth, don't we, Street View, things like that. There's a multitude of them to use.
Yeah.
So that's another tip.
The other one is on booking.com, and I've not found it really in any other country in Asia apart from Vietnam, is the prices on booking.com don't always include the taxes. And I don't mean taxes to get you to and from, I mean taxes. So there's a plus. There were two elements of taxes, I think, on the accommodation we got. Very small and only pennies, but worth knowing if you are on a budget.
Yeah. Don't think that what you see is what you get.
No.
Cost-wise.
Yeah.
And it seems to be you pay one tax, and then becomes accumulated amount, and then you're taxed on your tax as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it's like a fee on fee.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And the other, I think, closing off accommodation, is we always like a balcony. So in particularly Vietnam and a few in Malaysia, I think, they advertise balconies, but they're Juliet balconies. So you can open the doors and you can get fresh air, but you can't actually sit out, which is what we want to do. So again, I've been really studying the photographs and going on Google Earth or Street View or whatever to see if I can see what type the accommodation is.
You want to sit out unless your balcony's over the top of a Korean barbecue.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so moving on. Currency, cash. Use the ATMs at banks. There's a lot of the standalone ATMs are reputed to be very dodgy. There's loads of reviews about the ones in Da Nang that some they take the money out of your account but you don't get the money. Some you put your card in, you don't get your card back out. There seems to be some of them just don't work at all. We found a couple. It's easy, quite easy. Go on Google Maps, find them. There's ones in banks, especially over into the city, isn't there?
Yeah.
A few banks are. If there is a problem, the bank's open. You can go in and you can sort it there. You can only take out up to 3 million at a time, can't you? With a fee. But the fee at the banks is quite small. So you're all right with that. But try and use the banks if you can. And on to you.
I can't read your writing, if I'm really honest. I can't read your writing.
I said to her before, right, I said, I've just scribbled this down while we were both talking about it, and I said, do you want to rewrite it properly so you can understand it? No, Princess Perfect turned around and go, oh, no, I'll be able to see it, I'll be able to see it.
I can read most of the ones that we discussed, but we didn't discuss that one.
We did, but see what I mean? This is what I'm up against. Anyway, it's a cash society, in general.
Oh, we did.
So have the...
Sorry, we did. But I can't read it.
Even though I said, do you want to rewrite it? See? So it's a cash society in general. They work everything on cash. And there's a bucket load of notes. Remember that you get, is it 3 million dong? Is it 3 million dong is 100 quid? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 million dongs 100 quid, or 3,200,000 dongs a million quid. So there's a lot of notes, but it's cash. The majority is cash. The places what do are the point of sale. Keep an eye on that. I'm not saying anybody's trying to rip you off. I'm not saying anybody trying ripping us off. But keep an eye on the amount of zeros. Remember that if you're from the UK, we're not used to working in that many zeros. If something comes to 1,575,328, they stick an extra zero on there and you press yes. You've just changed it from 50 quid to 500 quid. Nobody will have a concern with you saying, just let me check that. They're not bothered. They're quite happy for you to do that, even with the receipts when you're paying cash. Yeah. If you've sat down and had a meal, they're quite happy. You get the receipt and go through it, because errors are made. But rather than you think they've ripped you off, it could just be an error. But just check, because with that many zeros, it does get quite confusing. Are you at 157,000 or 1.5 million? So, cash, make sure you check at point of sale, right? As usual, keep your money safe. There's a lot of pushing and shoving in the markets and stuff, isn't there? You're getting warm now. She's getting warm now, isn't she? I'm sat here sweating like a madman and carrying it off well.
I've got this thing on my head which isn't helping. Trying to let my hair dry before we travel.
So, excuse me, in the markets and the places, there's not that etiquette of, excuse me, you before me, please sir. It's not. You barge through, so everybody's banging you all the time. And it's cool, it's no problem. But like in any city, there's going to be an element of badness. So just keep an eye on your money. Keep it close, put it in his zip pocket, hide it, stick it down back of your underpants, it doesn't matter, but don't let anybody bang it. You get used to the banging, and during that banging, somebody can slip their hand in your pocket and have your money away. So just be careful with that. I know it's common sense, but when everybody's in that close proximity, it does get difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I've never had one before in my life, and I'm 52 years old. But I've got a bum bag and it's the best thing I ever bought for these crowded places.
So it looks like a trade spotter.
I do. I got a canvas one though, so Jason might carry it for me sometime.
Right, moving on. So that's cash. You got the cash thing and the currency.
Moving on, for tickets and excursions, stuff like that.
Yeah, we've still stuck to going online rather than turning up and buying your tickets there. You tend to get fast tracks, you can get some really good deals, so my advice would be, or our advice would be, always book online your tickets.
Yeah. Again, decide where you want to go. There's a lot to do in Da Nang, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hell of a lot to do. And you might be on short period. We're quite lucky. If we want to stay an extra week, we'll stay an extra week. Decide where you want to go, put a plan together, and then you can orchestrate it accordingly. Because there is a lot to do, and if you're on that short time, we'd have come unstuck if we were only here for 3 days.
Yeah, we would.
If we were there for 3 days.
There's far more to do. Yeah. Well, one of the things we have found is that go to the attractions early morning. Quite a few of them open really, well, not really early, but early, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
They tend to get busy around 10ish, and then they go really quiet again after 2ish, don't they?
Yeah.
And then busy again after 6. So early morning, mid-afternoon, it's really, really hot. That's why people, certainly local visitors, tend to hide away.
Yeah. Right, so go early morning and go late afternoon. Yeah. Right, so tickets and excursions, done them, get them. You can take it all in. You can re-watch this if you want. I'm turning pages because Kate can't read it. Right, in Da Nang, there's lots of ants and there's mosquitoes. Dengue fever is rife. I know because I got it. I didn't get bit a lot, did I? I only got a couple of bites and I still got dengue fever. There's signs all over, big signs, 8 foot by 4 foot signs saying this is to watch out for. It's rife at the moment. Don't let that put you off coming. Just be careful, put mozzie spray on, make sure you're covered. Don't do anything silly. But that was the only thing. There was no more insects really. There wasn't a lot of mozzies, there was a lot more ants. There wasn't a lot of mozzies, but dengue fever is rife. And on the dengue fever thing, I'm going to cross over to Kate's because she'll get some dinks in about me. Go on.
No, I mean, if you start to feel rough, flu-like symptoms, and particularly if you develop a rash, although not everybody does, you must get some attention. If you go on the websites, and like Jason says, there's posters everywhere. After the fever breaks, there's some really critical things that you need to look out for, like, for example, abdominal pain.
I got them.
I know. And other things that if you do get them, you've got to go and seek medical attention immediately. You can die from dengue fever if you get the bad strain. So don't just think it's a flu and brush it off. There's no treatment, unfortunately, for normal dengue fever, but if you get critically ill, you need to be in hospital. It's quite important.
Now luckily, I'm immortal. I'm the Highlander. I'm 774 years old. I think I look quite well for it, but it does knock the stuffing out of you. Jeez, and I'm all right with ailments, aren't I?
Yeah.
As a rule, I'm all right with ailments. I can ride them off. That, it knocks the stuffing out of you. So just make sure you're covered. And if you do start coming out in rashes and stuff like that, as Kate said, oh man, I can't tell you how crap it makes you feel. It makes you feel rough. So we'll leave that with ailments and looking out for yourself and others. Right, food's terrific. We had no bad results from any of the local food, any of the local places, did we?
No, not at all.
We ate everywhere, we ate where everybody else eats. Not so much the touristy places, we do them, but went to all the local places. It was great. Right, don't be surprised if you see people sat at the table and once you finish with a can, a pop, a beer, whatever, you just throw it on the floor. And then somebody else will throw it on the floor, and then the tissues they throw on the floor, and some of the food will go on the floor, and if they finish the chicken leg it goes on the floor. Don't be surprised about it, it's just a different culture. As soon as they've finished at that table and they've got up and moved away, the lot is super cleaned. It's just a different culture, so don't think they're being dirty or anything. It's cool, isn't it? It's alright. It was quite an eye-opener for us.
It was at first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, especially if you walk in just before they've cleaned up, you think, oh great, what we come to, but
right, what's the next one?
it was good.
Do you want me to read it to you?
No,
Practice with chopsticks.
I can see it, I think. So yeah, if you're not adept with chopsticks, as I am, obviously, you need to practice or bring a plastic knife and fork or do something, because not everywhere has knives, forks and cutlery as we're used to. It's fun. You weren't brilliant at chopsticks, but you...
No, it's so shanty to get that in. No, she had to make
I was
me
just about to say, but now you can pick peanuts up.
I can kill a fly at 50 metres just by whack. What we've done is, because I knew I wasn't that good, and because we were travelling east, I knew I wasn't that great with chopsticks, and anybody who knows me knows I'm ham-fisted at best of times, and I knew I needed some practice. What we did is we bought these camping, you know, the knife, fork and spoon together, which clip together, and we carry them. So if we're going somewhere, and I think I'm going to struggle, especially with rice and stuff like that, I'm telling you, I just throw them in my bag, I throw them in my pocket, we'll get to a place, I'll just get them out. Nobody's offended, I just can't use, I'm just not that good. I was picking peanuts up with them. Well,
yeah, you're doing really well now.
They were still in the bag. Right. Do you want me to read next and so you can start?
I can say it. I think your writing's a bit bigger, actually. When you're ordering food, particularly in the local places, it seems every meal that you order, even if you order it individually, is served for the table. So everybody shares. They bring out little, almost like ramekin bowls, where you just take a bit of everything, don't you? Which is why chopsticks are quite good. You take a bit of everything and everybody eats everything. Whereas I think on the last video we said, you know, my meal would come out and then we'd wait 10 minutes for Jason. We're finding the culture is, it doesn't matter who's ordered it because everybody eats it, so timing doesn't matter. Yeah.
So that's just something to be aware of. It's not a problem, it's just a tip, is if one meal comes out, they're not being lackadaisy, are they?
No.
Yeah. Right, try the coffee, the coconut iced coffee. It's fantastic. I don't drink coffee at all, ever. I think it's rank. I think it's the scrapings of the backside of the devil. I think it's dirty. I tried a coconut coffee. Oh my God, I'm addicted. It's sensational. So if you do come out here, try the coconut coffee. I also tried a salt coffee, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
That didn't go too well.
Great, was it? No, I am a coffee drinker, but they are sensational. It's like a taste I've never had before, even if I've had coconut coffees in other areas. Really, really good.
Right. Next, don't drink the water out of the taps. The locals don't drink it. People say it's safe, and the WHO said yes, but slight contaminants in some areas. Locals don't drink it. Bottled water's cheap as chips. It's nothing at all. We've not suffered any ill effects, have we?
No.
But we've not dropped the water out of the taps. We'll shower in it, we'll brush your teeth with it. You don't, do you? Use posh water. But no ill effects, but don't drink it. What's the point in coming out here and spending 3 days very close to a bathroom? You know. We went to a couple of the hotels we've been to. You know the water fountains, what you get in offices, where you go with you get the paper cup. Well, they have them with a little tap on the bottom, don't they?
Yeah.
And if you ask them, they'll sell it. They'll just provide one to your room, and it costs less than £1 for that much. So why bother? It's less than £1. So, right. So, moving on. Another page. There's not many left, don't worry. We'll let you go soon. We'll just sit there, do as you're told. Right. Any questions, just put them in the comments. I'm not taking them now. We've got a ferry to catch. Right.
I've got to get back and do my hair first. Translator. This is one of yours, isn't it? Your translator app.
Yep.
So download the translator. It's great if you get the language when you're offline, because we've used it thousands of times. English isn't widely spoken in Vietnam, we've found, is it?
No.
So yeah, the translator app. I'm sure there's lots out there. I can't remember the name of the one that we use, but I'm sure they're all the same.
But you've got to be able to get the download the offline one.
Yeah.
So get the translator app. We've told you that before. We've told them that a few times, haven't we? If
Yeah.
you don't do it now, well, that's them to you lot. Come on, Stuck, innit? We just feel like we're repeating ourselves. It's like having kids.
Jason, stop shouting at the people.
I'll shout it. See what I mean? Telling me what to do. Right, phone and internet. Let's move on to that. Once you get into Vietnam, you can buy a SIM. They call it a tourist SIM. It's like 30 days. It costs you about £6 or $8, something like that. And it'll last for 30 days. If you're over that, you can get another or you can top it up again. It costs you nothing. It's unlimited data, so it's great for your Google Maps if you want to find anything, you want to find restaurants, and for your translator, just in case. We've got them. Not had one problem with them at all, have we?
No, not at all.
Vitel seem to be the best. They seem to have the most coverage in the country. So just consider that, because your roaming charges for the UK will be extortionate. I think It's worked out something like £1.65 to send a text, £1.55 to receive a text, £1.89 per minute to make a call.
Yeah. Or £8 a day as a
fee.
As a fee.
Notwithstanding that, we've all got WhatsApp. If you've got the internet and the unlimited data, you can WhatsApp call someone, you can WhatsApp video someone. It's not costing you anything. You pay your six quid.
Yeah. I think the other thing as well is most transactions, if you're booking something in Vietnam, most transactions are done via WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good actually.
What we've started doing, because we're travelling to so many different areas, and in some places the coverage isn't as well, and you might have 3 or 4 different providers, and the locations we go to, some of them go down, some of the providers, they'll go down one day. So what we've started doing, and it's been a bit of a learning curve for us, is we'll get 2 different independent providers. So I could have Vitel and Kate will be on a World SIM, for instance. If Vitel does go down, we've still got a facility available. If we both have the same one on Vitel, we have nothing. So we're doing long-term travel, so it's very different if you just come in for a week or 2 weeks. But for us, we think that's the best way forward, don't we?
Absolutely, I'd recommend it, even if you're on a holiday, to be honest with you. If you're getting a tourist sim anywhere, try and get 2 different ones.
Most hotels, cafes and stuff, they have internet, don't they, and Wi-Fi?
Yeah, and they advertise their log-on details, so there's no issues with logging on. It seems to be expected these days, doesn't it? That they want to provide it.
So see that?
I can't see.
She can't see the writing, she can't read. That's what she's trying to say. Right, Kate. So we're going to move on to peaks and pits. That's all the tips. Rerun them. We might have waffled them out a bit, but we're only trying to give you heads up on stuff. Right. So your peak.
I know. I've changed mine a few times.
One peak.
Oh, just one.
For the time being, just one. We're going to take it in turns rather than you get it all.
Okay. So I suppose my peak was Jason got me in a taxi and told me we were going to a bar. So we got out on this street and there was nothing about, and he said it must have shut. And then he opened this, what looked like a vending machine, which was actually a door, but I didn't know. And inside there was a speakeasy. It was amazing. Cocktails were brilliant. So that was my peak. One of my peaks.
As part of the video you've just watched, you'll have seen it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Right. One of mine is Barnard Hills. It's one of the places we went to. It's up in the hills, you get cable cars. It's the longest dual cable car, or was. Google it, it's B-A-N-A Hills in Da Nang. Fantastic place, full day out. It's wonderful, you get to see all kinds, there's multitude of different cable cars, which takes you to one area, then another. Just Google it. I'm not going to go into it a lot, you'll see some of it in the video, but have a look yourself. I had a really good day there, and it was nice and cool. And by the time we got back down, literally as we just got out of the cable car, the heavens opened.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm torrential. So it was cool. We had a great day. That's one of my peaks.
Okay.
Next one for you.
This is going to sound really weird.
Okay. Right, that won't be first time.
In most of they offer leg massages and stuff in practically every other shop or every other cafe that you go to, and quite a few offer a hair washing service, which I thought was a little bit odd if I'm honest. But whilst I was having my feet massaged, I saw a lady have one done, so I had one done. Oh my word, you have never had a hair wash like a hair wash in Vietnam.
In Da Nang, because this is tips and tricks on Da Nang.
Yeah, but I would
Could go to
imagine
other
they didn't
parts.
say. Okay, on Da Nang, sorry. So go and have a hair wash in Da Nang. It takes about half an hour. They end up doing your face. In fact, you had one as well.
No, I didn't have my hair washed. I had my hair washed in someone else, but that's not one of my tips. Can we carry on with your peak? This is your peak.
That's it.
So I might have had one, but it might not have been a peak for me.
No, but I'm just saying you had one as well. I wasn't saying it was a peak.
We're doing peaks.
No, but it was my peak, and I'm just saying you had one as well.
Yes, I had one as well. Completely different experience than she had, but yes, I had one as well. The second one of mine was food. I enjoyed the food. I thought some of the food was fantastic. There was quite a good variety of food. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That's one of my peaks. Go on, yours.
That was it for me.
Right, and the beaches are very clean, aren't they?
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
Well, I thought I couldn't get involved in your peak. Because you didn't want to get involved in my peak, so.
Right, well I found the beaches very, very clean. They were nice. There's no dirt on them, no litter on them. They kept very clean. We went a few days to the beach just for a couple of hours, didn't we? And there was lovely shades up that you don't have to sit out in the beating. So I enjoyed the beaches. I thought they were nice, quiet and peaceful. And the sea's nice. It's not super rough or anything like that. So that was one of my peaks. So pits, moving on. Pits, Gates, your pits.
Food smell in the accommodation. Jason's just told you on one of the a bit earlier on that we were above or next to a Korean barbecue, which is all right, you accept that outside. But because we'd gone for accommodation with kitchenettes, other people in their kitchenettes were cooking all sorts, and we had a room with a balcony. Not everybody did. Other people had rooms with no windows. So what they do is leave the doors open on their floor, on our floor. So every cooking smell you can imagine is coming through your door at 5 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Doesn't matter what time of day, somebody's cooking something somewhere.
And it's not even like it was like they were boiling dead kittens, weren't it? It was
awful.
It wasn't even a nice
awful.
smell.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
No.
So of course you can open your own door to your balcony, but then it's pointless having the aircon on, and the heat comes in, and then the barbecue starts. It's just like, oh my god. So we spent a lot of time outdoors, apart from when Jason had dengue fever, obviously.
Right, so my pit was getting dengue fever. As I said earlier, look after yourself, be careful. It proper knocks the stuffing out of you. I felt terrible, and it had an impact on us being there, didn't it? Because a good few days I was rough.
Yeah, and it lingered, I think. I mean,
yeah.
Like you say, a good few days you were really rough, really rough, but then it lingered for a few days afterwards, didn't it, where you were under the weather.
Yeah, so dengue fever was one of my pits. It was genuinely one of my pits. It's very rare I can say I felt that rough, and I felt that rough. So I don't even want to rerun it, so let's just move on from that. And my second pit is a food smell in the accommodation, exactly the same as Kate's. It just got to a point, didn't it? There was no break from it.
Yeah, I think you suffered worse than me, didn't you? And I suffered with it, but you...
It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Well, saying that, if you laid up with...
Yeah, you feel crap.
Feeling terrible.
You feel awful. You feel like there's not long left between you and the coffin. And then you've got somebody boiling, I don't know, dead kittens next door, or fish.
Fish? It was the fish one that got me.
And then the Korean barbecue starts downstairs, so you get the smoke of that with the burnt fish and burnt shrimps and whatever else they're chucking on that. And you're thinking, I'm feeling awful, I feel horrendous, and now I've got the only sense what was working, functioning properly was my sense of smell, and these lot abused it. So yeah, maybe that made the dengue fever worse, don't know. But anyway, they're my proper bits. So the question are, would you visit Da Nang again?
I really enjoyed it. But for me, no, I probably wouldn't.
Would you not?
No,
okay.
I'd do it as a stopover, but I don't think I'd visit for a holiday, for example.
So
what about you?
Yes, I'd definitely go back.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd definitely go back. I'd get different accommodation. If it was up to me, I'd get some a bit further out of town, a bit quieter, maybe in a residential area, so you're away from the smells in the restaurants. But yeah, I'd definitely go back. Would you recommend Da Nang to people to go and visit?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think you should go. There's a lot to see. Really interesting. You see things that you don't normally see. But yeah, absolutely. People are gorgeous. But yeah, nearly 2 weeks there was enough for me, I think.
Would recommend that people go to Da Nang. I think it's a fantastic place. I think it's great. I think the beaches are super cool, as I've said. The town is fantastic. There's all kinds to see and do. Yes, I'd definitely say to anybody, go and visit the place. We found it great, very enjoyable. So on that note, I think we're going to have to start getting ourselves together, aren't we?
I could do with another shower before we set off, and we've got no room now. Absolutely boiling.
And by the way, the water's about 4 metres down here. We're actually sat on the port. So, in fact, as Kate sat here, I'll take a video and I'll show you with me. I'll do a video on the phone and I'll show you where Kate's sat. And we're doing this all for you lot, you know. So this is where we're sat, trying to do this update. And we've actually put a GoPro camera on a crab pot. And you can see our junk book on the floor.
And
see,
my bum bag.
And a bum bag, that's her bum bag. So this is like the director's cut behind the scenes, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is behind the scenes. Not many people get to see this.
And I wish I'd have brought a sunshade and put some sun cream on because I'm burning.
She's doing some morning now, isn't she? Right, wave goodbye. You'll see that bit. I'll put that bit in, so you've seen that. So we're going to say goodbye, we're going to get on our way because we've got to get this ferry back over to Hoi An, haven't we?
Yeah.
Even though we wanted to get it at 7:30 this morning and they just went, no, it's full. And there's another one at 1:30. Hopefully we can get on this in because there is no more today.
I hope so, because we've got a 16-hour train journey.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Keep an eye on that one. Yeah, that'll be fun. But that's on the next one, or the one after and the one after. So, see you all soon. Take care, be safe, be happy. Ta-ra.
Bye.